Hello friends, welcome to the Technical Point channel. This is Santosh Kumar. So today we will learn about what is Docker. Okay. So for this, first of all, we have to go to docker.com, and we have the Docker has the documents which is already uploaded. It has a website. Okay. So what is Docker? It is saying that Docker is an open platform for developing, shipping, running application. Docker enables you to separate your application from your infrastructure, so you can deliver software quickly. So you can understand like this. Suppose uh, you have faced many times, I think, uh, while development and suppose you have created uh, application in our local environment, and then when it is running fine properly, but when we want to uh, like when we want to deploy it uh, another environment like SIT environment or QA environment or UAT environment or something like production environment, but it is not working. You can say we can say that the application is running in the very fine in local environment, means our machine, but it is not running on uh, other environment. Okay. So therefore the problems there are many problems coming like for deployment and for the infrastructure is not smooth for all or like not concurrent uh, in all the environments like dev or development environment or QA or production. However, development has the same. So whatever the code has same, but the problem came when deployment of that application. Okay. So to solve this problem, Docker came. The Docker gives the like it is the it gives the environment so that it is packaged it means environment application with environment, and is packaged in a it creates a package like called image. Okay. And that is uh, that will be same for all the environment like a QA development or any environment, or even we can share it to anybody. So we can create an image, and then it will uh, it will run on uh, any environment. Okay. So suppose we have a application. Suppose as for example user service has a application we have created. Okay. And uh, we want to run it with other we have developed it, and we have to deploy it in another environment, like we have deployed it in development environment already. It is running fine, but if we want to run it in other environment, like for example QA or develop UAT or production or anything, any environment. So the infrastructure to run and infrastructure, and also the environment running environment to run this application user service, it should be same in all the environments. Okay. All the like in QA or mm, production or anything, to run this application it will be same. So therefore when we uh, want to run this application in any environment, then first of all we have to create image. Okay, and then for to create the image we have to create the docker file. Okay, so using docker file we can create the image, and we can share it with anybody and they can run it. So our application, like whatever the application we have developed, we have uh, with the application we have created, we will have to create the jar, runnable jar, and then we will have to create the will have to pull the base image, like means, means our application will run with its base image, whatever the base operating system, base OS, and then also the whatever the environments, like to run run the this application, what are the dependencies, we will attach it and we will create a image. Okay, you can say that, and then either we can run it in our environment or any environment, so it will be smoothly, this application will run smoothly. So for this we have created a docker file. Okay, and then uh, in this docker file, suppose we have a user service as we have created, and docker file, in the docker file we have created a we have a written the base image. This is the base image, so it contains the base operating system, and also whatever the environment to run this application, and also like java, to like this is a java based application, so we will have to use this java based base image. So it contains the environment for both OS as well as uh, Java environment to run this application. Okay, and also then we will wrapping a layer, like we will layering it, and layering with like we will create a local working directory, and in that directory we will copy the current jar. Look, suppose we have created, we have built it, and then after building this application we will create the jar. So for this, for creating this jar, we have to write this command like mvn clean install, like this command. Then after when this command will run, then it will generate the user service dash 0.0.1 dash snap, whatever the snapshot or whatever the version we will provide, it will create the jar, runnable jar, and then this it will we will copy this jar to this environment bucket tag, and then here we will expose that. Okay, expose the port number, so that this application will run on anywhere, and it will be running on this port, and this is the entry point. So java dash jar and user service dot jar. Okay, so this is the way to create the image, docker image. And when we create the docker image, then we can share it or we can run it. To run it in our application or anywhere, we can get the image, and then however we can uh, get the image from like base image. First of all, I want to tell you that like this base image first of all, when we create the docker file and when we mention it like base image, then it will pull the this image from docker hub by default. However, we can configure it to get image from other, uh, but by default it will pull the base image from docker file. And so first of all, we will create the docker file, and then we will create the jar, and then we have created the included the jar file. Okay, Then after that, when it is Docker file is created, then we will go to Minikube. I have configured Minikube in my system, so we can also create uh, Kubernetes cluster and or Docker environment, like whatever the Docker environment you have. If you have the Docker install, then in either you can use Docker and Kubernetes both in your system, or you can install Docker. So it you can from Docker you can download Docker in your application in your system. Sorry. Mm. So in my system, I have already installed Docker and Kubernetes. So we can get the Docker image Minikube can read Docker image from my system to however when we use the Kubernetes with Docker, then when we deploy like a Kubernetes deployment, suppose if we have any application and we want to uh, use the YAML file or configurations, then we can by default it can get the image from Docker Hub. But if we want to use the local local Docker images to Kubernetes bounding, then we can use that eval dollar minikube docker dash e. Okay, so by using this we can see that if we write the docker images, then we can see whatever the images we have in our local system, we can get that. And so while deployment or something, we can get that it can be picked up, this image can be picked up, okay, in Kubernetes environment. But for Docker running, it is not fully required. Just this commands is required. Like suppose we have uh, created a images, then we can see that Docker images. So if suppose if we have a application, okay, so to create a Docker image, so then in that to create the Docker image, suppose we have to write the command Docker. We have already the success image is already sorry, jar is already created and our application is already built properly. So we can go to that environment. So I want to create. So I want to create the Docker image and then create the container, like run the container, okay, uh, and then run the application, okay. So we will go to in our folder. So here we have the Docker file, okay. So we will build that, okay. So Docker, suppose we have a Docker build dash t, and we will give the email tag as user service colon and dot. So if we write this command, then Docker uh, image will be created. So first of all, uh, when we write this command, then it will go to this Docker file, and from there Docker file it will try to uh, download the image, this base image from the Docker hub, and then uh, it will create the Docker working directory, and then it will copy the latest target, like latest jar file from target folder, and copy it here, and then create a layer on top of this base image, and then it will um, it will write that this service will be exposed on 904 to outside world, and this is the entry point. So whatever the instruction we will provide here, it will run. It will uh, this instruction will run one by one, and then it will create the image. Okay. So if we see that Docker, I think it is created. So it is saying that Docker image is created. So Docker images we can see that. Okay. Docker images. If you see that Docker images, it is created, and it is tagged with v2. So to identify the, if we have multiple images, then we can distinguish between these two, first thing. And suppose if we want to run the Docker image, Docker, and we can create the container. Okay, so if we want to run the container, then we have to write the docker run dash pp, means publish for command, we have whatever the publish on port, which port to 9004. Okay, so we have 9004, and t, like whatever the which tag was there. So user service, user service colon v2 dash dash name, user service. Okay, so if we hit that command, it will take some time. So if we hit this command, like the docker run for running the container, and then, because we have created the image, but it is just like template, we can image means just like we can say the template or something, just like class. But if we run the class, then we have to create the instance. Okay, and similar way we can say that this is the container is just an instance of image, and it is running container. Okay, and then it will give the proper environment to running. It is environment is running. So we can say that, we can see that this container is running, and then it is running on port number 9004. Okay, so which port we have exposed? 9004, suppose. Okay, so this is already running. Now we will go to that here, and suppose if we go to here, we can check that. Okay, first of all, we will have to go to our minikube environment, and in that minikube I have already installed minikube. So therefore this is the minikube IP, and this is the port number of user service. Okay, and here what is the URI. So here is the user is the context path, and this is the URI. Okay, message and slash message. So if we write that message 9004 user and message, and here suppose if we want to write the docker. Okay, then if we hit this command, should run. Why it is not running? It should run. If we run this command, it may be possible that some, okay, what we can check that. We can debug it. Suppose we have a docker ps, we can check that if there is any previous image in previous container is running or not. So we can see that Docker PS. Docker means state of the Docker, and we can search that if any image, any container is running or not. So we can write here. No any Docker PS is running. Here we write that Docker PS. There are too much things are there. So if we write that Docker PS and grep user, so it is saying that it is already running. Okay, so we first of all we have to delete it. So copy Docker stop. We can stop the this stop previously running container, and copy paste delete. We can also delete this. Okay, so now if we see that Docker PS user, so we have cleared that. Okay, this is paused, and this is the, we can delete again. Stop. Docker RMI. There is no thing, no no, it is also deleted, stopped. Sorry. Um, I was trying to remove this, but it is not removed. Okay. Now we will try to run again. Okay. Run again the this Docker of user service. Let's wait for that. So it's saying that Docker container is running. Now we will test it on the same URL. Let's check port number 9004. Sorry. So I think there is some different, some more command I have missed that. Docker run colon, sorry, 9004. Okay, so this is the container port, and this is the outside port, like which is, this port should be one port for container port and another port for exposing this port to outside world. Okay, now if we run this command, sorry for that, I have missed this tag. The syntax I have missed. Now if we, it is the Tomcat is running and it is exposed to outside world. Previously, what was problem? Just it was running on this container port, but it is not exposed to outside world. So that's why nobody can connect it. So now if we run it like Tomcat on 9004, it is exposed on outside also. Okay, so anybody can call it also like this. If we run this command, then it should run. Yeah. Okay. So if we write the another command like Java, so if we write, if we change the parameter like hello Docker, okay, so it's working fine. Okay, so that's it. It is running fine, and the Docker container is running, and we can run it from Docker, and we can debug it. Suppose if we have problems like whatever the issues we have faced, so we can debug it also. Okay, and also we are in the this command we are getting the uh, console or console command also, like whatever the console it is printing on console also, like we have written this code, and we use a service, and whatever the message we have printed here, so it will be printing on here. Okay, so that's it. If you like my video, you can like and subscribe, and we will meet in the next video. So whatever the small parts I have covered today, just we have given the overview of what is Docker, and how to create the content, create the image, how to create the container, and how to run it. Okay, so just not too much information I have given in this small video. We can connect in next video, and we will give more explain about another topic. Okay, and also whatever the issues we have faced, we can debug it, and we can solve it. So thank you. Uh, Thank you very much, and we will meet in the next video. Please like and subscribe.